Hi guys, today in the install bay we just so happen to have a Lexus. The speakers are farting and they're making funny noises, rattling noises, and all that other fun stuff, so the customer wants to replace it. So what we've gone ahead and done is remove the factory speaker. The reason why we wanted to do that is a couple reasons. First off, we want to see what's in the door. Is it a 6.5? Is it a 5 1/4? Sure, we can go online and we can look that stuff up, but it's also, it's better to have it in your hand, like this, and see exactly what it is. What are we looking at? A couple things to consider is, do we need a round speaker? Do we need an oval speaker? What do we need? So we want to check that out first. In this case, obviously we need a round speaker. The other thing you want to look at is what ohm is the speaker. Now most speaker manufacturers stamp the ohm load on the back. If it doesn't have one, take your digital voltmeter and check it out. We'll have a video on that later. But this particular one is a 2 ohm speaker. That's important because if we put a 4 ohm speaker in there, we're going to get half the sound that we would get out of this speaker. And the customer might not be happy. They might bring it back and complain. And nobody really wants that. Or if you're the end user, you'll be like, hey, wait a minute. How come it's not as loud as it used to be? What happened? So, if it has a 2 ohm speaker, make sure you replace it with a 2 ohm speaker. A lot of these newer and older Toyotas and Lexuses do come with 2 ohm speakers. Some other cars do. So that's the first thing you're going to want to check along with the size. Now, as you can see, this is not a unique size. It's got this pyramid shape to it. Now they do make speaker spacers that are Toyota spacers. Unfortunately, none of them fit this one. So we're going to have to make some because we want to put it back in the same way we took it out. Match up the holes and all that fun stuff. Make it deep like this. It's got about an inch spacer on it, so we'll make sure we apply that. So what are we going to replace it with? Let's take a look. So we're going to replace this speaker with a JBL speaker. JBL makes a 2 ohm version, and that's why we stock them, quite frankly, is just to replace factory 2 ohm speakers. Now if we were doing a cool aftermarket radio amp and all that fun stuff, we wouldn't even worry about the ohm load because we know we're going to put our own amps in there. We got nothing to worry about. But in this case, she's retaining the factory amplifier, so we want it to go back and play like it previously was, so she'd be happy. And happy customers, you know how that goes. Happy consumers, all that fun stuff. So basically what we got here is we're going to replace it with a coaxial. It's got a tweeter mounted on it. It's got a butyl rubber surround, but it's perfectly round. It's not this shape here. So we're going to have to make this speaker this shape in order to put it back in the door. So in order to do that, we're going to need a couple things. We're going to need some plastic. Now since this speaker is already blown, we're going to go ahead and remove it from the mount so that it makes making a copy of it much easier. template, or not the templates. We got our shape made, so we're going to go ahead and separate them, put them onto the ones that are going to the car, Before we do that though, we want to make sure we drill the holes so we know where the screws are. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add some 1-inch spacers to make up for the space that's being lost, because obviously we don't just want to use a 1/4 inch. It's not going to move the speaker into the door far enough. In this case, we're just going to use some skosh 1-inch spacers. I'm going to go ahead and mount it on this one upside down first. Alright, so now we got all the pieces we need. We're going to go ahead and assemble these so we can get them back into the car. We're going to use some CA glue to go ahead and attach these together along with some screws. This will help us just get it started. Now we got our basic pod built, but a couple things. First is there was foam on the back of the original factory ones, so we want to go ahead and make sure we put foam on the back and foam on the front. So let's do that. We've got the speaker pod all foamed up, so we're gonna go ahead and mount the speaker as well as run a pigtail of wire out so we can attach it to the factory wiring harness. We're all set and ready to go and put this back into the car. Now there's one extra step we could have taken, which is to put a fast ring on it, which is just acoustical foam that sticks out anywhere between 1 inch to cut it down to size. That would allow this to couple with the door panel. Fortunately, the customer didn't want to spend the extra money for that. No big deal. This is still going to sound good because we've moved the speaker out as far as we can, just like the factory was. So we'll go ahead and get this put in the car and get them out of here. Thanks for watching, you guys, and as usual, have a great day. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed these, and let us know in the comments. Have a nice night. Bye.